What does it mean for something to be risky? My favorite definition is from Elroy Dimson of the London Business School. He said risk is more things can happen than will happen. The list of things that could potentially happen, both good and bad, is much longer than the list of what actually will happen. As humans, we contemplate this wide range of potential outcomes, acknowledge there are outcomes we haven't considered, those are surprises, and then act based on what we expect will happen. Risk management is dealing with the consequences of being wrong in our expectations. It is especially focused on minimizing the harm and pain caused by negative outcomes. Something is more risky if there's a wide range of potential outcome and the harm caused by being wrong in our expectations is great. And something is less risky if there's a narrower range of potential outcome and the harm caused by being wrong in our expectations is small. In the financial markets, the range of potential outcomes is often the same from person to person, but the harm caused by being wrong in our expectation is individualized. For example, consider two investors, each of whom invests $50,000 in stocks. Both face the same range of potential outcomes in terms of what stocks will return next year. Both expect the return will be 7%. But one investor plans to use the money for a down payment on a house at the end of 12 months, and it's the bulk of her life savings. The other is a multimillionaire and received the $50,000 as an inheritance from her great uncle. For the first investor, investing $50,000 in stocks is more risky, even though both investors face the same expected return. Because if there was a loss and the market fell 20%, then the individual saving for a down payment would be severely harmed, much more harmed than the multimillionaire. Here's the thing about the world. It's getting more risky because everything is becoming more connected. The world is known as a complex adaptive system. That means it has a wide variety of interconnected inputs that adapt and learn over time. Nature is an example of a complex adaptive system. But there's a big difference between nature and the financial markets. First, nature has existed for millions of years longer than the financial markets. The other thing about nature is things tend to be localized. They don't spread. So if there's an error or a mistake or surprise, it doesn't spread around the world. It tends to be localized into one region. Example being a forest fire. They try to control that, but typically a forest fire won't burn the entire western United States, even if left to burn on their own. It tends to be localized. A system that experiences lots of small independent errors or stressors is more likely to survive than one that experiences a super large stressor. In 2008, the global financial system was nearly destroyed because securities, markets, and investors have become so interconnected. The market pandemic spread around the world. There was sheer panic, and all those interconnections, some which weren't even realized at the time or until much later, almost caused the entire financial system to collapse. Greater interconnectedness among markets and people means the world is more risky. There is now a wider range of potential things that could happen, both good and bad, including outcomes that have not been anticipated. Surprises. Unpredictability and complexity have increased, which means what we expect will happen is less likely to occur, and we are more likely to be surprised. So what do? Well, one solution is to establish what I call pockets of independence in our lives. These pockets away from the financial system. Having some savings that's not invested in the market, perhaps set aside in gold coins or in some real estate, some land. Investing in yourself, education, being debt-free. These are things that provide a little more flexibility in our lives, irrespective of what happens. In other words, we're not taking a huge bet completely on the financial market. We have pockets separate from that allows us to better manage risk. So, hey, if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I typically release 2 videos a week, and you'll be notified when the next video comes out, especially if you click the bell. Click the bell right next to the subscribe button, and you'll be notified next time I upload a video. Thanks.